Hello YouTube world, this is Johnny Mo coming to you with a update on the Toro timemaster. I'm out here in the morning maintenance getting ready for the day. It rained all night. It's actually pretty saturated, but because I got a coach this weekend, got to get it going. So there is 5 hours on it. I changed the oil yesterday morning. Just want to give you an update. Try to make this as quick as possible. This is a 2017 model. My previous models were 2012, 2013. What's different is there's a baffle here. It's right in here. I would turn it over, but just don't have time right now. It goes up and it comes out. It makes this machine cut a lot better. The lift and cut is much better than the 2012 and 2013. And I didn't think the 2012 and 2013 cut that bad, but this is definitely better. This engine is 223 cc's. The other one was, I believe, 190. So you got more power. Another thing they changed to combat the vapor lock issue, they stuck a blue sponge in there. So those are the changes. Now I'm going to go over how stupid this blue sponge is. See, last year I just put a paper filter in here, like a cloth filter, and it just cut it out and put it right there. So it was still able to breathe, and it didn't leak anymore. So their fix to it is stick that stupid sponge in there. I'd like to take it out of there, but I'm afraid I wouldn't get it all out, and then it would contaminate the fuel, which I think the ethanol will mess with this sponge system they have and break that sponge down over time and still contaminate the fuel. But what happens is, as you can see, I just filled it up, and you can't tell how much gas there's in it. Filled it all the way up. The sponge sucks it up. You put a little bit more, sucks it up. Put a little bit more, and it just takes forever to fill up. It's stupid. I've ran out of gas in 5.2 hours so many times because of this stupid sponge. You can never tell how much is in there, and because it's bigger cc's, it does use a little bit more fuel, which is acceptable. I don't care about that. But not knowing how much fuel is, all they had to do is stick a little cloth foam filter right here, and it would have fixed everything. But you know how big companies are. All right, so nextly, I'm gonna need your help on this one. I can tell you that the transmission is already going bad in it. I've had to make an adjustment, and I did not over adjust it because look how much slack is in this line. Plenty of slack. It's not over adjusted. This wheel over here is not moving as fast as that wheel over there, and that will be spinning, that one will not be. And now it's making a noise in reverse. So let me get it to make that noise and see if you guys can figure out what it is. Ready? Listen. There's one, there's two, there's three. So it's making a popping noise, and last time these did that to me, I've always had to replace the transmission. In the 2012 model, I replaced 2. 2013, I replaced 1. I'm assuming within another 20 hours, I'm going to replace this one because that's exactly what my other ones did when they went bad. And I'm not going to adjust that anymore because I just don't see the need to. So I'm disappointed that Toro took time to fix these other things, but they ignored the blatantly most obvious problem with this mower, is that stupid transmission. And if you're listening, Toro, I'm just disappointed. And you know I'm a Toro guy. I love Toro. I think Toro Turbo Force deck is one of the best in the industry for side discharging. And you just missed it again on this mower. Now for me, because it's so productive, I will buy another one, or I'll fix this one. I like the productivity of it. I like the quality of cut with it. It's good enough for me. I'm just disappointed about this transmission. Another thing is that blue filter in there, that blue sponge. I don't like it. It's dumb. You can never tell how much gas is in there. I'm constantly running. I've ran out 3 times with 5 hours. That's stupid. That's just a stupid system. Now, if you're a homeowner, you know, you want to take your chances on it, that's fine. If you're a commercial guy putting more than 10 hours, this mower will only get 100 hours this year. 3 hours a week, basically. You'll get 100 hours, that's it. So it's good enough for me. I'm fine with that. But the transmission issue, I'm not fine with. So I would not recommend it for commercial. Well, Johnny, you should have bought the commercial version if you were going to complain. It's the same transmission, guys. Do your homework. The same transmissions are in these, are in the X Mark, and they're in the Turfmaster. Same exact transmission. No difference. They all go. They all stink. Got a guy here who just bought one last year, an X-Mark, and he's already replaced the transmission in it. It's the downfall of these things. Those are boat anchors. I would never ever suggest you buying an $1,900 machine that kind of weight. And if you're 6'2" on the Turfmaster, the handles don't go up high enough, so you're kind of bent down lower, like you're holding it down here instead of up here. It's a terrible, terrible design. Toro screwed that up. It just made it way too heavy. You're always constantly fixing and adjusting it. So my thoughts are, if you're commercial, don't waste your time. It's just my time. That's what I think. And I know this isn't going to be a very popular video, but it's my opinion about the Toro Timemaster. Now, would I buy another one? For me, yeah. The $1,000 that this machine costs doesn't mean too much to me in this point in my career. So if I have to buy one every 2 years, I'll buy one every 2 years, because I don't do, as you see, I only do about 3 hours in trim or push mowing, so it's just not worth it to me. But the concept is good. The weight for this Toro Timemaster is perfect for me, and I'm thinking of just a few tweaks that they could fix it. See, why didn't they just put the blue sponge up in it so it could still breathe? That's just dumb. I don't understand them. That's just dumb. But see, this is what I mean. Here, to me, these companies, they don't give these people who really mow. They give them to people who put like 100 hours a year on their mower. And then, you know, all of a sudden, oh, that's great. Or they give it to people who have 14.5 horsepower walk-behinds, and then they give them a stander, and like, oh my God, well, of course it's better. It's got a bigger engine. It's faster. Of course it's going to be better. You're going to be blown away. Give it to someone who's running a 36 Vanguard that has a ton of power, that cuts a lot of grass, that puts more than 100 hours a year on their mower. You know, it just, I don't know why that they can never, and then all of a sudden you call the factory, you say, we've never heard of that. Come on, guys, you know the transmission's bad in these. You guys knew from the beginning they're bad. Now, since 2012 to now, that's 5 years. You can't fix the transmission. Just absolutely disappointed. Almost furious, as a matter of fact, that they couldn't fix the transmission. You're selling, you know how much money these people have made off these mowers? And they're just, it's almost like they're laughing. Whatever. Anyway, it's just like the old bagging systems that the old Toro with the upright bagging systems. They used to put a plastic piece for sand shield in the blower housing because the sand was eating the metal. Well, probably every 50 to 75 hours, that plastic piece, what was happening is wet grass was getting behind it, bulging it, and then it would bust off and bend the impeller. Just take the stupid plastic piece out. You know, it's just something that cost me more money in the long run. Finally, every time I would buy the blower, I would just rip that piece out. And the thing would last forever. Now, I'm sure if you live in places where there's a lot of sandy soil, I'm sure that becomes an issue. But I went through the blade that actually threw the grass up into the bagger. I went through 2 of those blades in like 150 hours because that grass would just get in behind it and bulge the plastic, and then bang, would snap off in there, would get stuck in but it's the stuff that they know about. They just drag their feet. That's my time. I just rambled on way too much, and I'm sorry, guys, about the Toro Timemaster. Disappointed. I would buy another one personally just because of the productivity it has for me. I don't own a 21, but for me at this point, I just really don't care. Now I'm gonna be mad that this transmission's going this soon. But I'm gonna go until it absolutely cannot go anymore, and I'll show you the hours. I know it's going because my 2012 and 2013 did the exact same thing, and they both were going. And since I use it commercially, I'm not gonna rip the people off and say, oh yeah, no, I just use it to cut my own home grass. Yeah, okay. No, that's wrong. You're being a thief when you do stuff like that. That's stealing from a company, and I just won't do it. I'd rather be honest and pay the money and say, listen, I used it commercially. Transmission's bad. Nothing I can do. I'll pay for it. But that's my time. Right now, my new project here this morning is I am greasing up these yokes right here. I heard some noises coming out of them, especially from this one here. So I just decided to They sound pretty good now, but yesterday they were greasing. They were sounding pretty bad. So I'm going to go ahead and grease them up, get a lot of grease in there. I did it at the beginning of the year. Looks like they need them again. So that's my project for this morning. Change the blades. There's my tool set. This is my little fetish with my tools, as I told in the last video. Here's my wall of tools. See, the SK, Bosch. I told you I has a little bit of OCD. But that's my time. That's my review of the Toro Timemaster. Sorry it wasn't a positive one, but once they fix that transmission, I really think that's going to be the mower of the year. I just think it's a good idea. I think they're right there. I just think they need to fix it. That's my time. Later.